Bozeman city leaders sit down to set priorities for the coming year. Just ahead, what's on their agenda. And we take you to the heart-wrenching funeral for a teenager from Hardin, Selena Not Afraid, whose body was found near an interstate rest area after days of searching. Just ahead of 6:30 on this Monday, Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Slick conditions outside, but it sounds like the afternoon might be okay.
Yeah, I think we'll see some sunshine. It's amazing the amount of snowplow operators that are out. They haven't operated for a while. They thought,
super happy.
There's snow on the ground. We're doing this.
Everybody should have nice, clean driveways.
They should, yeah. It looks like our temperatures this morning right around the freezing mark. That's no disrespect. I'm just saying they are out in force. Temperatures should be fairly mild for the afternoon, but we still have winter weather advisories for the morning. Most of the snow is done. We still have some lingering snow showers in the air. The roadways are slick in southwest Montana. Of course, we bring you exclusive coverage on that here in southwest Montana, here on Montana This Morning. Only place you'll get that. Looks like scattered snow showers will develop again by Tuesday. We'll talk more about accumulations. We're going to talk about road conditions and what to expect for the afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, it's easier to do that when you're here.
Yeah, it
makes
you
a lot
said
easier.
It. You heard it here first.
6:30, top story this half hour. 5 people sent to the hospital after a high-speed chase with law enforcement near Billings. Just after 5 o'clock Sunday morning, Yellowstone County Sheriff's deputy tried to stop a vehicle near Shepherd when it fled. It had fake license plates, and the description matched a stolen vehicle reported in Billings. Eventually, the chase neared the Billings Heights, and a deputy used his car to contact the vehicle, causing it to roll. 5 occupants were all transported to local hospitals. Also in Hardin, hundreds came together to celebrate the life of Selena Not Afraid. The 16-year-old was reported missing New Year's Day. Her body was later found near the Interstate 90 rest area where she first disappeared. MTN's Mitch Laggy brings us some of her funeral. She was laid to rest on Sunday.
All the prayers brought our girl home. That's what we asked for, and you guys helped us. We're not sad today. You know, the joy and the relief take away all the pain.
Selena Shelley Faye Not Afraid was laid to rest at the Fairview Cemetery in Hardin Sunday. Easily 1,500 people packed into the high school gymnasium for Not Afraid's service. Unity was in the air as Not Afraid's casket was brought from the high school to the cemetery in a horse-drawn carriage. For the family, this is a day of closure.
I can never explain to somebody unless you've been there how it feels when you get your daughter back. When you finally get them back, it's like so much relief that you don't have room for the pain and the anger. I don't have that. We don't have that room.
At the service, Not Afraid's classmates read from a 10 Things You Need to Know About Me assignment that she had done for school. Number 1 on her list, a love for horses. Quote, "I mostly enjoy riding, feeling free in the wind as I feel 4 feet beneath me." End quote. Today, Not Afraid's horse, Wart, traveled to the cemetery without its rider. People came from far and wide to pay their respects, and some came on foot. A group of runners called the Gas Cap Renegades started at the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. They left last week to get to the service in time. Along the way, they picked up friends from Dunmore and Crow Agency. The group ran to raise awareness for the missing and murdered Indigenous women's cause.
Not only Native, but just all of the missing women, children in general. So hopefully we can, kind of police it a little bit so that we can, at least bring awareness to and, at least combat it a little bit.
And that's what the family wants next, for other missing people to be brought back home.
It's not a white, yellow, brown, black, orange issue. It's a human issue. We all have hearts, we all have thoughts, and we all know right from wrong. And we all pray. I found that out. We all pray. And prayers are amazing.
In Hardin, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
6:33 now. Something you hear a lot of news is delivered with a slant. That's whether it's because on TV or social media, opinions or misinformation is spread without the tools to figure out what is true and what is not. The need to be informed and not influenced. So we here at MTN are partnering with the New Literacy Project to do just that. Help make sure we get the facts so you can make your own decisions. So what does that mean? Here's a quick explainer.
There is so much coming at us every day. How do we know what is fact and what's fiction? This week, we are partnering with the News Literacy Project to answer that question. what to trust and what not to trust. This news literacy project will play out all week in schools across the country. Our journalists will work side by side with students here at home to create a news literate generation that can spot misinformation and prevent others from spreading it. They'll collaborate with kids on topics that are important to our community. You'll see special coverage, events, and conversations around information and cutting through all the noise to get to the truth. Knowing what is fact and what is fiction is essential to a healthy democracy, and this week we'll shine a light on misinformation, how to avoid it, and make sure it doesn't get in the way of knowing the true story.
Now, it has been a month of hard work, but tonight a group of high school journalists from Bozeman takes you deep into the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women. It's part of the Scripps News Literacy Project. 5 students from Bozeman High School's Hawk Talk joined forces with MTN News, along with reporter Cody Boyer, in an effort to help the next generation of news consumers learn how to report a broadcast news story and then deliver it. Their chosen topic, the epidemic of the Native American woman getting killed or reported missing. Students spoke directly with close friends of 16-year-old Selena Not Afraid, asked questions of political leaders.
The fact that it's still happening at an enormous rate is appalling and unacceptable. And so I think making sure these people in power, our local politicians, national politicians, know who these girls are.
Now you can catch the student team's full report tonight at 5:30 on KBZK KXLF. You'll also be able to check out their story online. In other news this morning, Bozeman City Commission meets tonight to review and update the city's strategic plan. At its meeting tonight, the Commission plans to review priorities from last spring and make updates for the coming year. Mayor Chris Mell says it will all be built around the framework of the strategic plan, which was adopted back in 2018.
You want to make sure that we're thinking about the future, how we're growing, where we're growing, what we're doing about major issues like traffic or affordable housing.
Mell says he'd like to see the commission prioritize climate change and property tax relief. Commission meets tonight at 6 at City Hall, where Mayor Mell will deliver the State of the City address as well. Well, Chinese New Year was celebrated on Saturday, but for more than a century, one family has run the oldest continually operating Chinese restaurant in the United States. It's in Uptown Butte. Take a look at this Under the Big Sky preview.
The oldest family operating Chinese restaurant in America is in Butte, Montana. Early 1900s, Chinese immigrated to America, majority working for the railroads. So during the Butte mining boom, the population of the Chinese grew here because there was a lot of services that Butte needed, such as Chinese laundry, tea, herbal medicines, and Chinese food. So we had a little Chinatown here, which consisted of 3 or 4 main blocks. The Pekin Noodle Parlor is the only one made it and only one lasts today. Our family came into it in 1911, over 110 years in business. What separates us from everywhere else is we never really changed anything. The food menu really hasn't changed. When you walk back in the kitchen, you can see the original paint on the walls and the original stainless steel that was put up. All of our cooking equipment was delivered from San Francisco. All of our wok stations, all of our grills, they've been fully maintained, fully updated. The booths are all original. They have curtains that have been here that my mother sewed. The colors were only changed once from a lime green to a pink salmon orange. Besides the color change, it's been the same since 1911. It's packed full of memories. It's history, and we don't want to change history. And it's unique. It's a unique dining experience.
Oh, why would you change it when it's that good? Now you can watch all of the Under the Big Sky stories online at underthebigsky.com. We're going to take a quick break here on Montana this morning. When we come back, China and the United States both step up efforts to fight the coronavirus. Coming up, the latest stats and what's being done. But first, here's Gail King with a preview of what's coming up on CBS this morning.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS this morning, the tributes they are pouring in for NBA legend Kobe Bryant. He's being remembered around the world as a star athlete whose cultural impact transcended sports. He was a businessman, an author, and most importantly, a family man. We'll show you the special relationship he had with his 4 daughters, and we're in California with the latest on that investigation. And the Grammy Awards honored Kobe Bryant and his daughter in an emotional tribute last night. Hear what some of the stars had to say on music's biggest night. It was very powerful. We'll see you at 7 o'clock on the dot.